Good morning, happy Friday, happy first week of the program. We are so proud of you. We're just really excited. It just never gets old. Aubrey and I get so excited every round that starts because we know just the positive changes that are gonna happen, and just look forward to you guys feeling stronger and healthier and all the things. So I wanted to come on here today and just kind of recap what we've gone through, share a few tips and tricks, and then look forward to next week and beyond. So this week we've been dabbling with intermittent fasting. So some of you have started with more of a 12-12, 14-10, and working your way up to the 16-8, which is great. We are flooding our bodies with whole food nutrition. So if it comes from the ground, if it has a mother, all good. Again, you don't need to be 100% whole food nutrition, just as much as possible. Any progress you make to throw out the processed food is going to be a positive change. So really focus on progress over perfection, especially during these first few weeks as you're learning the program. Don't get hung up on feeling like you have to have it all perfect all the time. That's not how Aubrey and I live. This is a flexible lifestyle, and we're gonna give you the guidelines, and then you're gonna make it fit with your life, whether that's the fasting schedule, the macros. We have customized your macros to your individual goals and your individual needs, and then workouts, all the things. So we're also looking at moving our bodies more, doing the strategic 30-minute workouts along with your carb cycle, which I will talk a little bit more about in a little bit. But you're starting the workouts. I think some of you will find that you may have been pushing yourself too hard in past workouts and eating too little, because we are trained to cut out carbs, we're trained to eat less, and we're trained to work out more to see results, and that's just not sustainable, and it's not good as women to keep our hormone profile healthy. So just a few things that I wanted to kind of go over. Plug into the group, that's what we're here for. So ask your questions in the group. If you have a personal question, feel free to reach out to us personally. We are at your beck and call. We are wanting to help you in any way that we can, and so don't hesitate to reach out if it's a sensitive issue. Don't hesitate to reach out to us. If it's just a general question, chances are someone else has that same question, so post that in the group. There'll be a daily post each morning. That's where we want you to post your check-ins, your macros, your wins, all the things. If you didn't get to track your macros that day, don't feel like you can't check in. Check in and say, hey, I didn't track my macros today, or I didn't quite hit the targets, but I got my workout in and I went for a walk and I hydrated. We want to hear from you each day. And so that's how we're going to stay accountable to each other, and that's how we're going to make progress. And that's how we can coach you, is by you checking in, because otherwise we don't know what's going on with you personally. So this is a community, this is a group that we're going to go through this together, and so really plug into the group on the Social Glow app. Fill out the macro form if you haven't already. Those of you who have filled out the macro form, I have reached out to already. So if you haven't, please do that ASAP. And then, so just a quick tip, as we're learning how to track macros, there's a lot of different ways that you can track your macros. So if you go into your food, you go into your app and you go into the meal section, you can track it a lot of different ways. You can scan the barcode if it's something that is packaged that has a barcode. You can add it straight from the meal plan. You can add manually, or you can, this is a good option too, is you can add just the macros. So if you know the macros to your food, instead of plugging in the whole recipe, just plug in, it's called quick add. Just plug in the numbers if you know them. Something that I just heard about yesterday is you can I don't know how I feel about artificial intelligence, but there's a free app called Chat GPT. And if you have the macros or if you have the recipe, you can like type it in and say, please give me the macros for 1 serving of this recipe, type it in, and it'll spit out the numbers for your macros, which is kind of scary that they're so smart, but like, hey, let's utilize what we have, utilize the tools we have. So if you're, I think it probably would do like, hey, I'm going to Chili's and I'm going to order the blah, blah, blah. Can you tell me the macros for 1 serving or whatever? And it will spit it out for you. So then you can go into your app and go to quick add, which you just plug in the numbers for that 1 serving. So there's lots of different ways to track your macros in the app. The beginning of the week, when you open your app and you open the food section, sometimes it says auto-populate the whole week from the meal plan. If you are following the meal plan to a T, that's a good option. If you're not, just click no, because sometimes my clients accidentally click yes, and that's not what they want to do. So then their macros are filled and they're wondering like why they can't eat anything that day because they look and they see that their macros are filled. So just be aware of that little feature that it will have a little pop-up. Make sure you read it and click the appropriate option. So a quick tip is, as we're tracking our macros, is to preload and front load. So preload your macros simply means you can click to the next day and fill out your macros for the day. I mean, even if you know like what you're gonna have for dinner or lunch or snacks or whatever, or what you're gonna break your fast with, you can go ahead to that day, add your macros, and at least see like the structure of what your day might look like. So, okay, I'm gonna go out to eat tomorrow night and I'm gonna have Chipotle. So I'm gonna plug in Chipotle, and so, okay, and now I know that I have this room, to fill in with my lunch, with my snacks, that sort of thing. So pre-planning is key. So if it's the night before, maybe it's the morning of, just so that you're not getting to the end of your eating window and going, oh my gosh, I've had way too many fats. Well, there's nothing you can do about that if you've already consumed them. Or, whoa, I was so under on protein and I had no idea, and now I am stuffed and I don't have enough time to get my macros in. So if you get to the end of your window and you still have, a decent amount of macros, feel free to extend your eating window a little bit to get some of those macros in so that you can be well fueled through your fast. Don't be like, oh, my time's up, I'm just gonna starve. Just extend, it can be flexible. It does not have to be, I know a lot of type A clients, I'm one of them, that sometimes need to follow it to the T so much that it can be to their detriment. So give yourself grace, progress over perfection. As you are traveling, as you are on the go, as you're on vacation, good snacks to just always keep on hand, so that if you're out and about and you need to break your fast, you can break it with something, that can just at least subside your hunger a little bit until you can get to a place where you can have a meal. So good snacks that I have on hand a lot is jerky, beef jerky. RX bars are really good for regular macro days. Granola, gluten-free granola. Just watch the sugar content. A lot of times the granola can have a lot of sneaky sugars in there. Trail mix, dried fruit, Go macro bars are really good. Chomps, sticks are good protein. And then as far as like vacations go, obviously, like I've been following this program for over 5 years. I've gone on some vacations. I don't throw in the towel on vacations, but I also don't follow to a T. I kind of pick a few components that I know I can follow and that I know I can still enjoy my vacation and not be, just stressed or whatever about my macros. So a lot of times I'll focus on protein. I don't track my macros, but I just focus on protein. I get my movement in. So whether that's going for a walk on the beach, or bringing bands and doing the fast-way workouts on the go. I make sure that I'm moving, and then I usually just hydrating, and then after that I don't stress about it, because vacations are meant to be enjoyed. Now, do I want you to go buck wild and throw in the towel? No, nor do I want to do that for myself, but I do want to be able to be a little bit more relaxed. And that is going to allow you to create a lifestyle with this program, is being able to have that flexibility. And then when I get back, I dial it back in, and I'm not in the hole to the point where I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm so far behind that it's hard to like get back into it. I've followed some of the components, and so I just have to dial it in with the ones that I let go for a little bit, and that's okay. So a lot of things that we work with in the program is your mindset around food and exercise, and learning to eat to fuel your body and to exercise because it makes you feel stronger, because it increases your mood, it helps you sleep better, and not using exercise as a punishment for what we ate. We want to give ourselves grace. So if there's a day where you just, you just don't have a good day, and you ate a whole package of cookie dough, and whatever, I want you to be able to give yourself grace, forgive yourself. There's no shame, there's no guilt, and just jump back in the next day instead of throwing in the towel and deciding, well, I messed up, so I might as well just be done with it. So let's see. I didn't talk, I touched a little bit about preloading, but front loading your macros is when you're the hungriest, is when you're going to be like just about to break your fast. Front load your macros. So doing, making sure that you get 30 grams of protein in, carbs, fats, and get a big chunk of your macros in that at that time when you're, the hungriest, so that you're not getting to the end of your eating window and feeling stuffed. If that happens, if you get to the end of your eating window and you are just like, I'm full, I can't get anything else in, don't stuff yourself. Either extend your window a little bit to get some more of your macros in when you're not as full, or just call it quits if you're stuffed. If it happens over and over again and you're always stuffed and you just cannot get your food in, we most likely will need to adjust your macros, because that's not the goal, is to be stuffed. The goal is to be satisfied, fueled. So I brought some props. We talked a little bit about fasting, but in the morning I do enjoy my coffee. Nut Pods is a really good creamer. I like the refrigerated ones. There's shelf-stable ones, but the refrigerated ones are they are creamier. They have different flavors. I like the caramel. There's vanilla. So Nut Pods with a little bit of stevia. Stevia is a fasting-friendly sweetener. All the other artificial sweeteners are not good. They just have a lot of junk in them, and they're not fasting friendly, and they're not good for your body. So stay away from sugar and stay away from the artificial sweeteners. Stevia is okay. So it's gotta have your coffee. I have mine along with my Element. So speaking of Element, hydration, these are electrolyte packets. I have one of these a day. Sometimes when I do 24-hour fast, I have 2 a day. That's what I have in here. Watermelon is my favorite. This is just a really good way to get your electrolytes in, especially during these first couple weeks when you might be detoxing. But I'm not detoxing anymore, and I still live by these. Sodium, potassium, and magnesium. Magnesium is a really important electrolyte that you need to get into your body daily. Helps you sleep better, helps you poop, all sorts of good things, all good things. So watermelon is our favorite. Aubrey and I both love these. So I will put the link to those when I post this video, and you can get a free sample pack with any purchase. Even if you just purchase a sample pack, you'll get a free sample pack as well. And it's risk-free. So if you get them and you don't like them, you can email in and they'll give you a refund. But they are, like, they're salty and sweet. So that is an acquired. Sometimes people love that. Sometimes people hate that. So I will just say that. But Aubrey and I are obsessed with our element. So, and then protein powders. I have gotten some questions about what kind of protein powders we use. We use the fast whey protein. Unless you are, we do have pea protein for vegan option, but if you are not vegan, I highly recommend our grass-fed beef. We have chocolate and vanilla and cafe latte. I don't know if the vanilla and the cafe latte are in stock right now, so I think it might just be the chocolate, which is also, it's a good option, and it's all clean ingredients. There's no whey protein, there's no dairy, 20 grams of protein, and it is delicious. It really is. So if you are interested in getting some protein, I can put my link down below as well. So really, really quality ingredients that I can stand by and feel really good about recommending. So I think that's all for right now. If you have questions, please reach out. We do not want you to suffer in silence. Not that you're suffering, but if you have questions or concerns or you are struggling with anything, please reach out. Please reach out to us personally. That is what we're here for, is to help you and to guide you. And we want success for you in this program so badly. So make sure you're plugging into the group, reaching out to us as needed. And we're just really excited for the next 5 weeks together. So happy Friday, happy weekend, and we will talk to you later. Bye.